All right, we are now live. We are streaming to Facebook and YouTube right now at the same time. I'm so excited. Hello, friends. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to our room. This is our space, literally. Yo, laugh. Honestly, I know like this ain't about us, but like working with you has been so dope. Like, I'm just so happy that I got to have this opportunity to work with you.
Thank you. I'm upset. It's a little at the end of your time around here, but you just gave me more reason to go out to Atlanta. So, hey!
All right. So, let's get to it. Thank you all for coming. Actually, Laugh has a little something to share with y'all before we get into it. So I'm gonna let Laugh do his thing.
So this is a poem that was inspired working with this group of youth, our junior rep squad, the Brick Lickers. We've been boxed in these frames, tasked to clean out our minds, told through speakerphones and projected through loaded microphones, opened up, pressure released, waved by vibration bands, caught by waving hands. Here we are, poets who take a stand. We, side by side, lined like an open sea for your viewing. Hear our words. Hear our worlds. Like shelves lined and filled to the T, books in brains waiting for someone to read. Between the lines, a space where you and I can believe. In this place, in that place, where we are allowed to speak. Peace between frames, when we are found a place where we could be ourselves. Thank you.
I ate some chili. I had it with rice. Was nice. I feel alright now. Minor invasions of space are still invasions. You have no right to hug, kiss, high five, put your hand on my leg, or put your arm around me. Saying why can't I show physical affection for you, like you have a right to, won't nullify the times you've made me uncomfortable because you wanted to show affection without my consent. Your teaching of disregard for a lack of consent isn't outright. It's subtle and taught through your actions. The only difference between my no and their no is that I've been saying no, stop, and I'm uncomfortable for longer. This is your issue. Don't make it something I have to deal with. We've eaten this 1,000 times, and yet it's still Claire's favorite food. They're both quite good at piano, lying on the carpet, trying to breathe. I love them both, but it hurts having to sit there when he says the things he says.
For 8 weeks, she stayed in LA for 8 weeks. She was a Negro, used the city as a drug all for 8 weeks. The needle was her new religion for 8 weeks. God dropped bringing her down and death encouraged religion off from the sidewalk, all for 8 weeks. She dies in 8 weeks. Boom, 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 open the door. Cops was everyone on the floor. Boom, pow, a shot goes off from the wrong house. I hear my mother cry. My little brother's about to die. I'm scared. I wake up eating breakfast. I hear a crash and spill. I look over, my little brother screaming because my little mother's on the floor and she won't get off the floor. I'm scared. Blonde hair, blue eyes. Dark skin, brown eyes. Assimilation, races. Trapping brothers like behind cells like food embraces. Assimilation to race of race. Wipe my race off the planet without even leaving a trace. Replacing white faces in odd places. No more brothers, no more black faces. I'm scared. The desire and passion of eating fruit. Fruit's so good, my brothers will go out and steal it. No means no for a fruit that's everywhere. But a brother will ignore that saying. Now her fruit is batting. Her fruit is rotting because of a bad seed. I'm scared. Crenshaw. Sun rises in the east, but casts a shadow on the west. Sun rises in the east, but casts a shadow on the west. While it rests in East LA, the mean streets of Crenshaw uses the shadow of the sun to do risky business. Keeps her name alive in the streets. The mother couldn't compete. The lady's 26 years old and can't see out the sheets. Rage taught her love, feels never came from above, stayed alone in the deep. Damn, her pimp's lyrical distance knocks her off her feet. She falls on the floor, materials crash around her, third time to speak. Stomach turns because she falls weak. The grass washes her, be battered and beat. She smells like dead meat. Her feelings dove deep that night. Her emotions are like an active volcano, going through motions. Neighbors report a commotion, her eyes flood with oceans. She dies.
Four idyllic walls, all the same color, dark cream and stark white. Staunter downstairs and open your door. Create the opportunity. Automobile called Betty, velvety on the inside and a cherry red exterior. Earth and yellow sky with water blue's ocean filtering in. The earth in its demise, catching on every rosebush thorn. 85 degrees, my love, whether that be in stars or math, who knows? Only you can decide. Sky turns opal, color of the stone, blues, greens, grays, and love. Heart is the soul, as window is the eyes. Society sucks, they say, and I know. Guns, trade, and greed glitch through the matrix and the simulation of the map falling, of the wax falling off the leaves. Trees have gone black like the color of the pen I write these verses with, but that whether stark white or Dowie's gray, but you, my love, can't take this feeling away. Truth may be the toxicity between us. Secrets kept in a safe with no code to open. But in this field with us together, our love shall know no bounds, as Romeo is to Juliet. My love, please don't close your eyes, my pretty butterfly. I see you've moved on, but you stay. Butterfly repose, tranquility of the heart. So butterfly repose, don't ever make me and my love part. Raised us from the ground, Chatham Court. Made us our own family, Chatham Court. Tough love and bonds, Chatham Court. Cookouts every summer, Chatham Court. Low-income families in Section 8, Chatham Court. Parties happening every week, Chatham Court. Romance making, Chatham Court. Lies and faking, Chatham Court. Friends for life, Chatham Court. You made me a better person, Chatham Court. Be home by dark, they say. Don't show off your body. Hide your passion and drive from a brother so you don't get hurt. Steer clear of creeps. If they come near, go for the eyes first. If the youngins ask why, just say because. Mama, why do we gotta hide? Because, baby, we just do. And our world is the only way to survive. Hiding, even more so than we had to before. We don't like it, but we gotta. Because we hide to survive. Hiding to survive. Predator and prey. Is there a difference? Will there ever be a way? We are humans, not just animals needing to eat, but still, their stares graze lower to see some skin. Hands wander down to see some skin. So, survival tip number 1, be appealing to the male gaze. Have your clothes be tight, but not tight enough so it's your fault. But when you do wear it, don't. Just don't do it. It cuts the chances down by half, or so we thought. Survival tip number 2, to be right, you have to be white. Sorry, but that's the truth. It started over 400 years ago, and look at where we're at now. Forced to agree with everything so we don't lose what we've worked so damn hard for. For what? Because people are scared of a skin tone? Some melanin? But you gotta do what you gotta do to survive. Survival tip number 3, be small. Small waist, big chest, big butt. No stretch marks, no unwanted hair, no acne, no nothing. Be like Barbie, being a good doll and such. Expectations versus reality. Am I right, guys? Survival tip number 4, be stoic and hide your emotions. As much as I want to hold my middle finger up to the sky and say, freak you, I cannot for most obvious reasons. I want to be 3D. I want to cry. I want to feel. I want to be me. Survival tip number 5. Don't have big dreams. Stick to what you know. You might get it, or you won't. But when you have those dreams, dream them, then dream a little smaller. But what happened to our dreams as kids? What happened to all the astronauts and firemen, all the policemen, Pokemon trainers for all I care? Heck, even the garbage man that'll pick up my garbage every Tuesday. Our dreams were shut down and wiped by the school system for what they think. To think that with a single person we can't change our world. Well, guess what, America? I'm gonna defy your expectations. I'm a strong, loud, and outspoken African-American mixed woman, and I'm gonna live my damn best life. I hate to think that you can tear me down. I'm gonna change the damn world, America. Me and hundreds of millions of us, no matter our body type, sexuality, disability, illness, whether that be physically or mentally. We are going to change the world, America. So thank you for saying we can. For the simple reason that, with a little bit of challenge, we will defy your expectations.
Her voice is maple syrup when she says, "Call me auntie, your mama's my sister from another mister." But my mama doesn't have plastic nails clenching coffee cups for black-eyed teens and trucker hats with eyes. Advice giving should only be done by waitresses becoming babysitters. Marianne could use the extra cash, yet her eyes linger upon other things that aren't me or the Thursday night rush. The diner is her domain, and she knows it. Trucker hat takes his foot off the brake, speeds to the register. He only breathes smoke. Auntie bows her beehive and extends her palm, asking over the register for a dance. She glances down. He, hand out of pocket, empty. She, think fast. He aims for the cheek. She can't turn away. He leans in. She, split-second grab his wrist. He scoffs. I'm not leaving. She. Just. Pay. Dragon coughs up coins and retreats. Take my advice. Leave before it gets worse. Headlights glare back at her. She waits for them to dissolve into darkness before making another move. Her hand slips inside the tip jar, strawberry pie filling still sticking to green envy paper, crunched in between knuckles, and laughs. Nothing gets split evenly, kid.
The eye bags under her eyes were her main accessory, which she got as a gift from the night before, studying, trying to make the grade. She jumped if another human dared try to touch her, but played it off by saying, "I'm just teasing." But I had noticed she would always take a step back when she spoke. She never had the energy to do things, and I guess people respected that, since tiredness is attractive or something. And I always heard her crying or puking in places where people happened not to be around, like the corner of a room or a bathroom stall. Always. But she was beautiful, she was gorgeous. She managed to make everything she did look elegant, flawless, and to this day, I still don't know how she managed to make pain look pretty. You know what I want? I want your hand in mine. I want to be better than fine. I want to be able to shine. You know what I want? I want to not be scared from my life. I want to know that she can marry her wife, to know that he will be all right. You know what I want? I want to not be scared, not be unprepared, want them to know that someone cared. You know what I want? I want justice for all. I want to silence the call that causes so many to fall. But you know what else I want? I want to be successful, to let go of any stressful things, and I want to be sure that you know that you are special. Wait. Before you pull the trigger on this little Negro, I'd like to say a few words first. I know that you're bigger, and usually in this scenario you wouldn't let me go, though, but I want to say something before this gets worse. I am so sorry that I pulled out my phone back there. You must have mistaken it for a firearm. Oh, I shouldn't have dared. How dare I, a black person, jump and be alarmed at the sight of a gun? You'd expect me to expect it, though, right? I mean, after all the shootings and murders, yes, murders, I say, of the countless victims every day. You would have thought I'd known I'd end up in this situation someday. You would have thought I'd known I'd be in this position on the other end of the gun today. I mean, what can I say? I pulled my phone out of my pocket to call my mother. You pulled your gun out of your holster to shoot someone's daughter. Or maybe you did it to threaten me with a weapon. Now you're sweating because I'm speaking, and I'm sweating because for as long as I can remember, one of my biggest fears has been getting hit with a bullet. Skull cracked a bit from the bullet. You know, one of my other fears, I don't know if it's silly or irrational, maybe it's rational, it's tragical. I'm scared of getting divorced. When I'm grown, of course. But you can't get divorced if you're not married, and you can't get married if you never grow up, and you can't grow up if you're thrown off course and get shot. Sorry, that's a lot. I can't stop talking now. Yes, I'm stalling now. Feel like I'm falling now. Feel like I'm falling while you're plotting what to do with my brains once they're scattered across the ground from the bullet that wound up in my head. Now I'm rambling. Things are scaring me right now. Yes, I'm scared. I'm unprepared. I don't have a gun or a weapon or anyone with me right now. Maybe if I had a friend with me who's male and white, you'd think he's right and that he wouldn't be walking with someone that night who's a scary 14-year-old girl. I'm sorry. I'm just scared, you know? I don't want my name to be treated like a trend. Don't want my family to reach a dead end. Don't want my friends to suffer from a dead friend. I'm just a little girl in a heartless world, just a kid whose world wants nothing to do with me. I have a question. Are you so scared of a young black face? Are you so afraid of people of my race? It must be nice to go home to your family thinking I've done enough, but with a black face it's a little bit harder than rough. We don't get a day off. We don't get a day off. So I'm sorry, officer, but I can't stand your demands, but I'm afraid that if I don't stand, I'll fall. like the others. And I also don't want to lie on the ground because I didn't comply. Please, sir, lower your weapon. I pray the other officer won't have to step in. If this happens, please tell my mother not to look in my casket. And please tell my father that though I did get blasted, I used my words, I tried. I failed, but I tried. I always try. I'll always try. But at least you can protect yourself from a child. Congratulations, look it. Even when her skin isn't as deadly as that bullet.
Staring at the ceiling at night, wondering whether to turn on the light. Hoping things end all good and well, wishing for a magic spell. To whisk me up and fly away, to a land for another day. Sit on wings of strong feather might, close my eyes to the immense feeling of flight. I stare as wings slowly land, the island being large and grand. People of all come to greet the newcomer, while some stay back to think and wonder, to wish the time would slow to stop, to where I'm chilling in the calming stop. Stand tall knowing that life is slow, some things will make happiness grow. Smiling brightly into the open sun, hear an alarm go off, breaking the fun. Wake from the dream and look around you. Another shitty school day of wearing masks and faking my going cute. D. Don't it feel empty inside? E. Quality is something we talk about but never do. M. Motion is something we want put forward but doesn't move. I. Inside everything breaks slowly. S. Sexuality is something that tends to confuse people. E. Eventually, we all hide in our small blanket forts. X. Xylophone should be spelled with a Z. It's in the name. U. You believe your friends more than you believe the government. A. All things you hear aren't lies. L. Listen to those whom you truly trust. Each letter from the start of this sentence spells demisexual. Sexuality of having strong bonds. Everything's now dead. Can't live a life that's broken, but people are calling from my head. Stare into the night, feeling awoken, feel my eyes turn red. The words leak from my stories, make my life unsaid. Why do you worry? Is this why you fled? Because my mind was meant to go to the jury? Is this all that I've read? Why must I hurry? Everyone's already ahead of me in life. Why do I need a rush? Being on time is something I always dread. You don't want me to be painted with no brush. Try not to get misled. Otherwise, you'll be under attack. But when have you ever listened to me? Because you are more maniac. But you always called me a psychotic wreck. You never understood my life. Always worrying about cleaning every little speck. Misdirection in my mind, or the knife that twisted around my neck like a noose, growing tighter. Wait a sec, it's not gonna kill me, it's too loose. I'm chaotic. Can't even think of what makes me happy. I hate asparagus. Ugh. But hey, at least the poem isn't too sappy. Despite that and haven't been all I need to say.
My brother was the expectation of myself that never existed. I was fed ignorance for breakfast, knowing him, but not knowing him. That I was walking in stolen shoes, 13 months too big. A secret dusted away into cracks of New York maps and a never-before-used crib, still basement rotting. I met Ricey 12 years later. Truth would have tasted different. My brother doesn't say much. Mirror image myself 2004, longer legs, darker hair, unborn blue eyes. I feel copycat raw, a silhouette cutting through bedroom darkness and unspoken silence, taunting. He's lost in a remembered sort of way, as if he had been there far longer than I thought. Younger sister, haunted, but still left alive.
Recently, I've been thinking too much about paint. Acrylic, to be specific. The scent hitting you dead in the face. The way it feels on my hands, like in between my fingers, like I'm figuring out my identity by re-identifying, by mixing colors, names, and clothes until I find the right shade of myself. Hello! Let me formally introduce myself. My name is Kate. Trin, this is kind of chaotic, but we're friends till the end, and I'm just typing everything that comes into my head. Haha, that rhymes. Spill the ink, break the pen.
Right, okay, so paint. Paint helps express. How does one find expression through paint? What is expression? Maybe it's a reflection of everything caught in between the tiny bristles of a paintbrush. Or maybe you can find the definition somewhere beyond the stars, but the naked eye can only see so far. Could it possibly be the loud declaration of a tattered soul? Or maybe I'm overanalyzing it and paint really is just pigmented liquid people throw on things.
Anyways, it's not really about being queer. It's about being here, not there for yourself, not them, and accepting who you are, not who they want you to be. Screw pronouns, screw the looks. It's the identity of it all. The validation that you, not me, are okay, and I'm here for it every day.
I love abstract art. How can one say 1,000 words without speaking any? We are both artists. We use our words and our bodies and paint to communicate. Art is just a term for something that lets you express and come out. Me and you, we write, we act. I know for a fact that for me, art is an outlet.
What am I writing, Trin? This is just my writing process, just brain vomit from 2 a.m. of just contemplating what defines my limbs. Is it the scars or the stretch marks or the splotches I missed while shaving? Or the crook of my elbow meets the forearm? This is the expression I was born to grow with.
I especially love the stage. Being on it is such a fine, fun, freeing experience. The lights, the costumes, the set. I love the blues of the background, how the set designers paint the sky, like the purples of the makeup above someone's eyes and the pink in everyone's cheeks right before opening night. Oh, and remember that time, Kate, where you told me you can't compare art, Trin, and I realized I've been hearing that my entire life. But now recognize that it takes nothing at all to hear, and it takes everything to understand. That's when I understood art is a personal expression, a reflection of a person, and I thought, wow, yeah, I guess you can't compare art like you can compare paints.
Okay, getting off track, back to the gay stuff. Paint, art, movies! I've never been a fan of black and white movies, but that's a lie. I like the one where the car goes into the diner window and shatters all the window glass, but I don't remember anything about it, like the title or the two women who wouldn't stop screaming over a man, and they would scream and they would scream and they wouldn't stop screaming at each other. Is that what I know them for? Is that what people know me for?
In the end, I guess it's all about the self-connection. I am the trees wanting to dance but stuck in the ground. This is just a glimpse of what happens in my brain. I have so much to say, yet so little time.
Is this what people know me for? Is this what people know me for? What am I but loud, outspoken words about my identity that push away my anxiety for a just mere commentation of my peers? It's never been about what they hear. It's always been about what they see. I ask them, choose to listen, because what I choose, what I want to say out loud to the world is what I choose to be. This is who I am. I am mending how I see others and how I see myself. I'm a girl, but also not. I'm eating the definitions instead of being force-fed by society. I'm the same person who wears platform shoes just to hear the sound of my soul hitting the ground, because I shake the world with my words, and just hearing my voice out loud, there's just something about it that just makes me feel alive. But there's something about silence and darkness and thoughts. There's just something about it all that just makes me feel.
Paint. Maybe it's about identity, or passion, or originality. Paint can be about anything. Usually it is used to show an expression, and that expression can be anything, and anything can be everything.
Ready?
Yeah.
There's something
about it that just makes me feel.
Awesome. Oh my gosh. That was amazing. We're going to bring our friends back on the stage.
And while they are joining us, can we give them a round of applause as long as it takes for everyone to see? Woo!
Oh my goodness. That was epic. Yo, that was so great. Oh my God. Like, real quick, how y'all feeling? Are you excited? People are muted. You're muted. Unmute yourself.
I'm definitely feeling feelings.
Oh, it was amazing.
Feeling stuff.
I feel good.
It was great.
I feel good.
Awesome.
I don't want it to end.
Yeah, so for y'all who are joining us, this is like the students' first time actually seeing it. We had to be COVID safe, so people got to shoot on different days, so we didn't get to see it as collective. So this was our first time seeing it all the way through too. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Thank you all for watching and joining us. There was a lot of people tuning in, y'all, watching. We got some comments coming in. People really loved your writing. Let's get this talk back started. Oh, you're getting some love. What a talented group of young adults we have here. So thankful to Oddfellows Playhouse for supporting our youth. Laugh, thank you for showing up during a pandemic. It was needed. Oh, great.
Trinity is not currently on.
Oh, where's Trinity? I'm sorry.
Put her back in.
I think you kicked her out.
I didn't. No,
Who gave Trinity the boot?
don't be lying. I didn't kick Trinity out. All right, y'all. We're gonna get into our talk back. All right, so these amazing writers, as some of you know, are a part of our youth, but we don't know them like completely. We don't know what grade they are. We don't know how old they are. So I want everyone to introduce themselves, your name, your grade, your age, and what school do you go to. So yeah, let's get started. Drop the chat.
I'll start. My name is Nayarr Taylor. I'm
I go to Middletown High and Greater Hartford Academy of the Arts. I am a sophomore, and I'm passing the Ronin.
Hi, I'm Ronin. I am 13 years old in 8th grade. I go to St. John Paul Catholic Regional School. Long title, difficult to say all the time. Passing it to Nija.
Hi, my name's Nija. I'm 13 years old. I'm in 8th grade, and I go to Portland Middle School. And I passed to Miss Kate. Hello, Kate.
Hello there. Hi. I'm Kate Yurasek. I am 15, and I'm a freshman at Valley Regional High School, as well as the Educational Center for the Arts in New Haven. Pass to Trinity.
Hello, I'm Trinity. I am in the 9th grade and I go to Middletown High. Pass to Leon.
Hello. Hello. I'm Leon. I'm 14. I'm in 9th grade, and my school currently is Wilbur-Cross High School. I pass to. There's no one else to pass to, so.
Awesome. Great. Awesome check-ins. Thank you, everybody. All right, cool. So we're going to get right into some questions. I don't see that we have any questions from our Facebook or YouTube friends just yet. So I'm going to ask my pre-questions. And let's start with our friend Leon. I'm going to jump around with the order on this one. So I'm going to ask Leon question 4, which is after the program, correct? Yeah? All right, cool. So Leon, can you please share with us what do you intend to do in terms of keeping up your creativity? What do you intend to do after this program?
I honestly have no idea. I know currently I'm not able to go to any more programs with Oddfellows. I'd very much like to, but other than that, I don't know how I would continue. Like I draw, and sometimes I write in my own free time. I draw much more often, but I guess that counts as creating.
Yeah, that definitely counts as creating. I can't wait to see more of your drawings. Please email them to me. And for those of you who don't know, this is kind of like our very last class. So like, I'm not cool enough to be in the group chats with them, but they could definitely send me emails and let me know their progress on like life. Okay. So that was Leon's answer. I'm going to popcorn it to, let's have Kate. Kate. I know we put some questions out there for you all to answer. Do you have a specific one you'd like to answer, or you want me to give you just go for it. All right, Kate. Can you tell me what was this process like for you to write in comparison to what you're used to?
Yeah. I'd say the process was actually like very different from what I'm used to, because I'm in a writing program at my arts high school, and so the process for writing is it's a really tough critique process. But I'm very used to critique at this point. I have rough edges, don't worry. So, but this process, it was very chill. It was very supportive, and it was more coming together and sort of sharing voices, rather looking at like writing through a very critical lens, which I think from like a mental health perspective, that helped me a lot, because you're not really thinking about sort of the quality of your writing. You're sort of just getting words out there onto the page, expressing yourself. So a lot of my writing in the beginning, it was very messy. It was very all over the place. And getting to my pieces where they were now for this, it was an interesting process, and it was something I hadn't really done before. So having that sort of accepted environment that was sort of more geared toward of experience and sharing and very accepting was very nice, and I really appreciated that in terms of process.
That's awesome. Great. I know I had some pre-questions, but it looks like we actually have some questions from our audience. So let me jump in here. Um, this is from the Odd Fellows account. However, this is actually Marcella asking this question. How did you transfer your feelings into text or material? Can someone just pop in and answer that? Whoever, Nayarr, your hands up.
Uh, for me, I only write what I have an understanding of or know of, either through personal or reading. And it's all about, for me, I write in beginning, middle, twist, punchline, and then end. So that way you feel what I'm saying, like assimilation piece, leaving brothers trapped behind cells like food embraces. So you know what food embraces looks like. It's not fun. So it's like I use metaphors to get my point across. Pass. Kate, yeah.
I do something a bit different. So for me, it's very even like not even in poetry. I'm a very emotional writer. I find it very hard to write things that I'm not currently feeling. So a lot of my pieces are very emotionally heavy. So it's very much it's a lot of I like now like Nayarr uses like metaphors. I use a lot of description. I need to know exactly where I am. I need to know what everything looks like around me, and it's sort of using description and abstract nouns together and forming as one. That's how I really put my feelings into it. A lot of it's just like angry scribbling, but yeah. Pass to Trinity because I'm curious with you.
Okay, so me personally, I'm also quite the emotional writer. So I often write about like scenarios in which some strong emotions might come up, or if I'm feeling something personally, like if I'm feeling like anxious, I'll create a character in my head and write a poem about them feeling anxious, because I often also do like the pretending I'm someone else and just writing about it in the third person. So sometimes it's just easy to just write like a bunch of so often, me personally, words just kind of flow out of me. But sometimes it's like I don't know how to put my thoughts into words, so I'll just write a few words like anxious, feeling strange, like a few like keywords, and then I'll just put that into a poem. So somehow I'll just figure it out. And yeah, that's me. Pass to who wants to go? Ronin.
Honestly, for me, it's my art. Because I do a lot of drawing, a lot of painting, so I would have a lot of words in my head that would describe the way I do my art, and I would move that from the artwork onto paper or text or type it out, um, and it would just come out weird. So I would edit it so it actually resemble a poem and would make sense in my head or someone else's head, but I wouldn't necessarily know because I wouldn't share it. Um, who should I pass it to?
We're actually gonna do another question. You all are getting so much love here.
I think there's one specifically for Nija.
Ooh,
This
hi.
one specifically one for Nija. Oh, wonderful. Yep, right here. What inspired your writings? Oh, we lost Nija. So for friends who are new here, Nija comes and goes like the wind. So when Nija joins us again, we'll definitely have her answer that question. We got some love for Trinity and Kate. I don't know if you all got to see that there. Nija is back.
Hey.
Hey, Nija. So the question is, what inspired your writings?
A lot of things. I have some, I have a really good home life, so it's usually friends and family, but mostly like things that happen on TV and me watching the news and, other writers, let's say Nayarr or Kate,
and they inspire me to just, write. And usually it comes out as word vomit with very heavy editing, but it turns out in the end.
That's awesome. That's really great to hear. Okay, we have it was very good to see and hear this depth of thought and words from young people. Definitely. This is a very great group, honestly. We have another question. Because technology lends itself so much to visual expression, do you think that writing is becoming a lost art? Ooh, I'm loving that. Does anyone have any response?
Nayyar's shaking his head. Nayyar's like,
I mean, you can't really take away the feeling from words. Like you can put so many images to them, but it doesn't hit as much as the writer is saying. I can paint pictures, but because the actual pictures and the picture I painted isn't the same. So I believe writing will keep living on just with assistance from technology.
Mm-hmm. Kate?
I also have thoughts about this, mostly because, as Nayarr said, it's the other side, as in how can audience members hearing words spoken aloud and like hearing writing is completely, I'd say, completely different than like looking at a visual art piece. But then I also think there's the other way around. Instead of consuming media, it's sort of from an artist's perspective. Because if I wasn't a writer, I don't know what I would be doing. Because I've always been like a book nerd since I was a kid. I was always reading whatever I could get my hands on. And it's sort of like that sort of it's sort of that kind of like form of consuming stories, like consuming stories from written word and sort of translating it into my own self-expression. And being a writer, I don't know how else I'd be able to express myself. I can't paint pictures, I can't draw things, but I can tell a pretty good story. So I don't think it would be a lost art, but I think you probably should just keep listening.
Oh, we got laugh on talk on this one. All right, go ahead.
To be brief, I would say that more so than writing losing itself or being lost, I would say, like in many of the different technological advances in the past, what it allows writing to do is find a place to live indefinitely. And so, whereas back then you write a paper, you crumble it up, throw it away, ayo, it's gone. But with Google Drive and all these other forms of technologies, we're finding ways of not only documenting more, but also passing it along. I know it wasn't for me. I just love big brainy questions like such because I think of them. Let me quiet.
Yeah, I mean, you got the glasses. I was feeling you. I was feeling the answer. Awesome. Great. Oh, we got some people up here. Someone's been inspired to pick up the pen and pad to write. That's awesome. Yeah, yo, I've been writing too, like crazy. Working with them. I'm like,
isn't that Nija though?
No, that's my dad. That is my dad.
It runs in the family. That's what's up.
Hey, Dad.
Awesome. All right, let me get back to my pre-questions real quick. But actually, you know what? I think that kind of gets me into asking more about how do you all plan to continue to create after this? You know, we're talking about how writing could possibly be a lost art. What are ways that you're going to continue to keep the flame burning? Anyone wants to answer that? That's like an open question. Nija? Mm-hmm.
All right. So, like I was saying earlier, just by watching the news and, just by seeing events that are happening, just finding that inspiration and spark of things that I feel really strongly about or things that I have, personally experienced that I need to get off of my chest. But also, I do have a small passion in drawing and graphic design, and I really want to, keep on going with that because I really do like the way that colors look and the way that they make me feel, because different colors have different meanings, and it's a really, good feeling. So yeah.
Nice. Paint just makes you feel. Trinity.
So I personally have like quite a few arts that I enjoy and that I use to help me express. So I also sing and I act. So those are both ways that, like, things that I can look into that also help me to just express what I'm feeling and just kind of project it in a different way that's not typing up words on the computer.
That's what's up. Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. Yep. Kate, then Nayarr.
Okay, so next for me. So I'm gonna be a writer. There's no brainer. I'm gonna be a writer. I am a writer. I will be a writer for the rest of my life. That's just who I am as a person. And what I want to do for the rest of my life is I want to go into film. I want to be a director. I've known I wanted to make movies since I was like 10, and I make amateur films, but it's something I just need to do. And I really like expressing through screenplay, and that's a kind of writing I have been getting into the past year, and I really, really, really enjoy it. And so looking forward for me, even if I'm not at Oddfellows, I still, on my own, I will always be making stuff. I will put films, I will put stuff out there. Like I said, like Laugh said, the internet is just a way to like dump your writing. It's great. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to go to college for film. I'm gonna make movies, and it's gonna be great, and it's gonna be wild, and that's all I want. That's all I want.
Is this being recorded so that we could have like just prove that we're all future fortune tellers? Because I think Kate just like told their whole life right now. Like that's
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're on. Yep, it's being recorded both ways. You can watch this back whenever you want. So Nayar's hand was also up.
Which me and Kate are always going at the same time. I mean, it's something telepathic. But my plans after this is me and Laugh actually run a class together on Fridays, so my work doesn't stop. It's funny because while listening, I was writing a new piece just on the top of my head that I do all the time, and then I forgot it. So, but I'll definitely be back again.
That's awesome. That's good to hear. All right. So I think something else I want the people to know, if they didn't add another question in here, is tell us more about your pieces. These pieces were so dope, so unique, so much passion behind them. Please let me know, let the people know, what was your favorite piece to write? What was your favorite piece to write? And if you want to talk about your process of writing it, or why was that your favorite piece? Does anyone have an answer to that one? Trin?
So recently I found myself writing a lot more about social injustices in general, whether it's whether it's related to race or gender. So my favorite piece personally that I wrote was Wait. That's my favorite piece that I shared today, and I think that's mostly because I remember a few months ago when I was writing that piece, and I was just sitting up at like 10 o'clock and just I imagined myself in the situation where I was being held at gunpoint by a police officer, and I just had that in my head, and I just wrote everything that I would say. So that's me personally. That's my favorite piece that I've written recently, and
Yeah, that's awesome. Great. Nayarr?
My inspiration came from not a lot of male writers write about women. and injustice of women. So I was watching, I think it was Menace to Society, and I was like, yo, what if things like took a turn that was about women instead? And then I watched Set It Off to get even more inspiration. And so I took all those factors and
Okay.
and another piece was the speech where that actually came from is a Malcolm X speech, the 8 weeks one.
Mm.
All those factors bleeding into how you need to pay attention more, because if you don't pay attention, things happen. So
Yeah.
pay attention, be vigilant, and that's what I wrote about.
That's what's up. I didn't even know that. That's awesome. Wow. I saw Kate's hand first and then Ronin.
Ronan, I beat you. No, it's okay. For me, all of it is just pure feeling and pure description. And like, I'm very observant of the world around me, but like, it's more in sort of like, I don't know. I painted my nails and now I'm scraping all of it off. So like that's just a thing for that's gonna be a poem. You know it. But my favorite piece was Paint with Trinity. Most like partly because I feel like it's a good piece. I feel it's the best of the both of us, and it's just us coming together. And I love that. I love our words. I love our voices, and that's what makes me love it. But like the other part is that I've known Trinity since I was like 10, 11. I've known you for like the last four or 5 years now. And what I love about that piece is that not only are we coming together, but we've grown so much over the past 4 years from purely classes at Oddfellows. So shout out to Oddfellows. I don't know. But like through shows and through classes. And it's just like, I wouldn't have done it with anyone else. And it's just, we've grown so much together. Like I remember meeting you for the first time in the lobby of Oddfellows. I was like, oh my God, look, she looks so cool. Oh my gosh. And then we did an improv class, and now here we are. You're like, I would trust you with everything. And you're one of my favorite people to create art with. And I just, seeing how we started and seeing where we are now, that makes me really, really happy. And that makes it one of my favorite pieces.
I love you so much.
I love you too.
Oh my goodness. Y'all are the best. Ronan's hand was up to answer that too.
Yeah. If I'm gonna be honest, my favorite poem to write was Only a Dream. The one where I talk about riding wings and flying. Because to me, the first time I had that dream, it was like, it wasn't actually a dream though. First time I had that dream, it was like strange, confusing. I didn't really understand it. And then it's like a few like weeks, days there after I joined this, I thought, hey, that would probably be like a good poem to write about. So I started writing, trying to remember like visual parts of the poem. And there was a poem about flying and the annoyance and troubles of school, though I didn't really get much into it, and how amazing it was for me. That's pretty much all I really had to say.
That's awesome. I'm glad you shared. Let me ask one more question before we close out. We're hitting our hour mark. Let me see. What was your favorite part of this process? Whether it was the writing, I'm not even gonna feed it to y'all. What was your favorite part of the process from beginning to end? Trin, Nija.
Definitely my favorite part was just of this whole entire thing. I just loved seeing like all these amazing young writers just coming together and writing all these just absolutely incredible pieces. You guys are so cool. But my favorite part was just sharing and listening to these poems. I don't really know what to say. I just love that.
Yeah, awesome. Nija.
Basically the same thing as Trin. I mean, getting to meet so many young artists and getting to experience all the different stories floating throughout the room and getting to create with all these different stories and picking pieces apart and really getting to know who these people truly are throughout their words that they have spoken themselves is beautiful.
That's awesome. Great. Any words from our other two writers to share your favorite part of the process? Kate?
You go. Oh.
No, you go first this time.
No,
no, you go, Nayarr. You go.
Two favorite things. One was working with everyone and getting ideas from everyone, and just you feel creative energy and you love it. Two, building a rivalry with Kate. It was just so much fun. I never had someone, have a rival actually. So having a friendly rivalship is so much fun. Don't get me wrong. We are great friends.
We're great friends. We're great friends.
I'll tear you down. And when we get off stage, I'll tear you back up.
Okay, so, and then we'll build each other back up because that's just how we work.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it, like in terms of process, like writing is like an independent thing. You have to sit down, you have to write stuff on the page. It's a very independent and solitary it's a very solitary activity, and you need to sort of you need to get out of your head and onto the page, and you don't really need to do that with anyone around you. It's very independent. I'm a very independent person, but sort of when you have a space like this and a community of young people who sort of are feeling the same feelings as you and care a lot about what everyone is saying, it sort of becomes more about the words on the page and more of building the environment and the community around us. And that sort of just changes it. Instead of just sitting in a room alone writing on words, you're actively sharing your thoughts, you're sharing your voice, you're sharing your experiences in a space given to us by Oddfellows that is safe and accepting. And like Nayarr said, the creative energy is insane. When we got to film that, and I got to dip my hands into buckets of paint and throw it on a wall and they let me go wild. They let me and Trinity go wild. Anyone else would have been like, oh no. How long did it take us to film that? Like 5-7 minutes?
Yeah.
Like, it was quick. You could feel the energy. I was on fire figuratively. It was, you could just feel it. Yeah. It's the best feeling you can get. That's the best part of the process. That's it.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think that was a great end to the video too. Like you could feel that we did that all in one take. We did not repaint the wall black and have them do it white and have them do it again. It was just one and done. I actually did see some blue paint on my boots the other day. So friends,
I still paint on my boots, Jackie. I walked pride.
We had Laugh's hand was up real quick though. Go ahead, Laugh.
Not more so. It wasn't the process that got me. It was as much as Jackie and I provided, an environment, we're consistent to showing up and letting them do their thing. They handled it on their own. All the doubt that we put in youth was definitely dismissed because they took the creativity. I promise you, I would give an assignment and they'd be like, we're not doing that. We're writing our own. I'm like, I bet. Handle. And it's one of those things where, like, if we provide a space for more youth to be discussing with each other and more youth to be creating around each other, especially in a time like this when we're all locked away, that they'll find a place and people that they feel comfortable enough to be creative, to have that energy exuberate through the room or even through these rooms, right? And so I would like to thank y'all because y'all were dope. I came in every day ready to laugh. Like my chuckles were all like buried underneath. I was like, all right, let's hear what line comes up next. From Brit, we're brick lickers, right? That's what it is. We're brick lickers. And my favorite part was just actually working with y'all and being able to be in the room. Thank y'all for letting me in the room and allowing me and Jackie and I to be in your space. Yeah.
Yeah, that was dope, honestly. Like, and just echoing Laugh, like I didn't doubt y'all, but I was more so like, all right, we gonna get in this room, we gonna teach them some stuff. And like the first writing prompt, I think it was like a check-in. and y'all responded, and I was like, okay, hold up. Now I gotta let me edit what I was writing. Let me edit what I was writing over here because they done bought the fire. So, honestly, y'all, that was my favorite part, was to get to know y'all, get to see y'all. A lot of you, for the longest time, I only knew you through screen. I'm like, oh, okay, we get to see each other. Then I see Kate in person, and Kate's like a skyscraper tall. And just honestly being able to be in this room with y'all, welcome to our room, literally. And just learn from you every day, and how y'all showed up for yourselves and how you showed up for each other. People, if y'all saw our private chat during this show, it was nothing but compliments after compliments. You're awesome. I love you. Oh, shoot. Look at the piercing look into the screen. Yo, they are so tight up here. And it was just so amazing to just be with the cool squad, And I think we have one more question, and then we probably gonna have to end this because we going long. Artemis here. How the heck did y'all get so thoughtful and articulate? You are all so gifted. A lot of you all know Artemis. Kate's hand is up. Go ahead.
Artemis, I owe all of my diction to you. All of the tongue twisters you taught me. Oh my gosh, I can do them off the top of my head. I speak clearly. I speak clearly because I'm thoughtful, because I know what I want to say. Second, I speak clearly because I know how to speak clearly, because we would scream tongue twisters from the top of our lungs at rehearsal. Thanks.
Awesome. All right, friends. I think that's it. I think we're gonna wrap this up. Yeah, let's give a round of applause to everyone. Oh, let me get a picture. I always forget to get a picture. I know maybe someone else got a picture, but let me just get one. Everybody wave. All right, good. I got a few. All right, say bye to everybody who saw and watched, tuned in.
Goodbye. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Woo!
Love is like a river. That's forever my new saying now.